So we have a schedule, and our schedule 7 days a week. So I have 2 days off a week. My husband has 2 days off a week. We have two date nights, and we have the final night, being an odd week, odd number of days in the week. We have what we call a swap night.
Hi guys, and welcome back to another edition of On the Plus Side with myself, Sharon D. And today I'm joined by Tanya. Hi.
Hiya.
Great to meet you, Tanya. I see your work online. I describe it as a bag of Skittles. I see colours, I see splashes, brightness, and everything else. And it says a lot about the person you are, because really, to get to that stage where you can be that way, you must have got something right, which we're going to talk a bit about, that gives you time to do that.
Yeah.
So, tell us about this amazing arrangement that you and your husband have.
Yeah. So I'm first and foremost a mum and a wife. So I do have a 3-year-old, my little Chiana, and I was going to just go. I'm not biased. Everyone says I'm not biased. So my little Chiana squab here.
Oh, beautiful.
So she's in the house with Daddy at the moment. So we have an arrangement, and we started this even before my daughter was born, where we have what we call shared duty. And shared duty means that the working week is 9 till 5. Now that is whether you're working on a job or whether you're childcaring. So 9 to 5, if he's working and I'm with the child, we are both working. After 5 o'clock and at the weekends, that's where shared duty kicks in. So we have a schedule, and our schedule 7 days a week. So I have 2 days off a week. My husband has 2 days off a week. We have two date nights, and we have the final night, being an odd week, odd number of days in the week. We have what we call a swap night. So this week it's my turn to have swap night, and next week it'll be his turn to have swap night. And we adjust it as necessary. If there's an event that's come up or friends that we want to see, we'll swap nights around depending on who's doing what and when.
I'm actually laughing because I'm so happy for you inside. I mean, that is just amazing. I mean, at Islands Got Curse, we have a self-love club, a membership group, and we always talk about not pouring from an empty cup. We always talk about finding time. We call it hashtag Monday Me Time, which is where we put up our promises for the week of what time we're going to spend with ourselves. You have got this made, but this wasn't an arrangement that came into play when the child was born. This was before that, right?
Yeah, this was when we first met. So I met my husband on Match.com. We're one of those success stories, and I used to message the potential guys that I like the look of, and say, so what do you do when you're not working? And the amount of times I got back, I go to the pub, watch football. It's like, bye. And when I messaged Alex, and this would have been 10 years ago, nearly 11 years ago, I got back an essay of things that he does, an absolute essay of things that he gets up to. He's a science fiction and fantasy writer. He plays with electronic cars. He goes rock climbing. He does all these things. And I thought, yes, this is the kind of guy I want to meet. So we met up, and literally, even before we lived together, we'd have, it wasn't like every night, because most of the time we'd be doing our own thing, but a couple of nights a week, I'd either go to his or he'd come to mine, and we'd share that. And then when we moved in together, then it became the whole idea was, we don't want meeting each other to mean we lose ourselves.
I love that quote. Because it's very easy to get caught up in the whole moment, passion, can't live without each other, live in each other's pockets.
Oh yeah.
Time alone. You know, it can very quickly go from A to Z, and before you know it, you're no time to yourself to even take a shower, you know?
Yeah, and you start to resent the relationship you have, because it's taken you away although you may love that person, but it's also taken you away from maybe your passions or your dreams. We've never done that. We've always been very keen to have that division of time,
And
but also time for each other as well.
Yeah, because you have your 2 date nights as well, which is amazing. Now, your passions and dreams, that leads me back to my opening statement that you were like a bag of Skittles. Now, by that, I wasn't insulting you or meaning anything wrong, but if anyone
I am.
Your creativity, your work, you're like a rainbow. Tell us about that.
Oh, yeah, I mean, just at the weekend just gone, a friend of mine actually nicknamed me the Rainbow Warrior, because it's a 100% everyday attire is, you know, this that I'm wearing now. I don't just have one of these, you know, I have many rainbow clothes. I'm slowly replacing my wardrobe with rainbows. If I could use we'll get to this, but I don't use needle and thread. I'm 5 foot, I can turn up a pair of trousers, but beyond that, forget it. If I could make clothes, they would all be in rainbows. So I do support other mum businesses, other little independent businesses, because they do the clothes making and I buy from them. But yeah, what was your opening question? Sorry, what was the...
I was just saying about how you spend your time. So, I mean, I know the other thing is you have a passion for caving and potholing and stuff, but to talk about how you spend your time with your crafts, I suppose your crafting,
So I make things. It's as broad as that. Barring the needle and thread, I make things. So I make everything from, I like a bit of painting. I do a bit of that's acrylics. I do a bit of watercolor. I've just got into book binding, and the cover on this book is actually an acrylic pour, acrylic pouring technique. And I also, you know, I've done dragons out of polymer clay, which is a bit like Fimo. But I've also, you know, I've made top hats out of craft foam. I've done jewelry. I've done all sorts. So whenever I have a night off or a weekend off, we also share our weekends out a little bit, between family time and time to ourselves, and sometimes we might work on a project together, and we work quite well as a team. I will just make something, and I don't procrastinate, because I have so many hobbies that when it comes to creating things, it's impossible to procrastinate, because if I'm in the middle of a project that actually I don't really fancy doing that, pick something else up. I mean, I've got book binding, I'm in progress doing some beading, I'm in progress doing some book binding, I've got projects in my head that are just loads. I've got so much materials up there on my mezzanine storage that it's probably enough to last me a lifetime, but I'm also a hoarder and a spendaholic, so it will probably last me a few lifetimes.
I absolutely love it. I really, really do. It's amazing, and it's amazing the joy that comes from having your own time, and by you having your own time, you then can help other people, because you know you can't give what you don't have. So you do help people, and you help charities as well. Can you tell us a bit about that?
Yeah, so when I kind of fell into charity work, because although my kind of career direction started with art and creation through my dad and stuff, really helping me make things. I mean, back at school, he asked me to, you know, we went to make a 3D star, and they thought I'd bought it, which was actually more of a, you know, probably the biggest compliment I could have got, but I didn't get it at 12 years old. So I went into art and creation, and I did furniture and jewelry making at college, and then I just burnt out. So I then ended up going into finance from some junk mail through the door.
That doesn't make sense.
No, I know. I've always loved maths. I've always loved, like, I guess I'm same in life with our schedule as I am with my life in general. I think my life, if it encompasses anything, it's balance. Everything in balance. And I do finance, and I got the distance learning thing, and I actually started a marketing course because me and my dad thought that'd be a bit creative. But it was woolly, and you apply this marketing strategy and you'll get so many sales. Yeah, but will you really? So I went to finance. I actually switched my university degree within the first 3 weeks and ended up doing finance.
Wow.
And I fell into working for charities, as you do when you come out of university. I graduated in 2008, the year of the financial crash. So I had to take whatever was going. So I fell into working for a charity, and I think because of then your experience, you're then attractive to more charities, and you just end up staying in charity. And to be honest, my motto in life is to be happy and to make a positive impact on the people around me. So working for charities really helps in that. And then the other working for charities I've done during lockdown, I was like, I'm bored. I'm really bored, guys. Does anyone, looking at my Facebook book club, does anyone want a handmade watercolour bookmark? I'm bored. 200 replies.
Oh wow. You are
Okay. I think I'm going to have to do this as a competition. So 3 consecutive competitions later, 20 bookmarks a piece, for asking for donations only towards postage. I made, after postage, £140 for charity, for the charity Mind, which was very close to my heart, as a mental health charity, and for the NHS charities COVID appeal. And of course, a lot of people, 200 people, only 60 bookmarks in the competition, in all the competitions. A lot of people didn't win. So they were like, sell them, make more, sell them. It's like, okay. So, I mean, this business had started back in 2013 when I actually reevaluated life after my dad died. And I kind of kicked it off with some jewellery making, and it just didn't, probably because I didn't have the support of the likes of you guys and Mums in Business and the other groups that I've since discovered. It just didn't take off. So I went back to my finance career, and the creativity was still an absolutely necessary part of my life. For my mental health, for my sanity, I always have to make things. People laugh at me. I go to the caving cottage, and we'll do some caving during the day, and then we'll have a few drinks in the evening. If not much is going on, I've got my sketchbook in my bag, and I'll get that out. Or I took my beading down with me at the weekend. They're like, can you not just sit and be? No. No, I think the only place I can just sit and be is probably at a beach, watching the sea. But even then, I've probably got my sketchbook, because it's just, I can't, I've always got to be busy.
Absolutely amazing. Now, if anyone wants to have a look at the things that you make everything. So the things that you make, we'll drop a link in the comments. Where can they get a hold of you?
Through the Facebook page. So just drop me a message through the Facebook page. Obviously I'm on there as owner of Amicaya Creations, so you can find me on my personal profile as well. So yeah, just drop me a message. All the shop is just Facebook shop, so it's a case of, if you're really interested in anything, just drop me a message and let me know. If you just want to chat, my inbox is always open.
Okay. I think I'm going to have to chat, but maybe with my husband, about this scheduling thing, because it just sounds awesome. Look, thanks a million. As normal, 15 minutes is just never enough on the plus side. Thank you so much, Tanya. And guys, we will see you next Wednesday at 8 p.m. Any comments, any questions, put them down in the comments. We'll get back to you. And we'll see you. Have a great week. We'll see you next Wednesday at 8. Bye.